Hi there. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about estrogen and how the impact that estrogen might have on you in perimenopause, and how estrogen is a little bit like Goldilocks's rejects. So you know how Goldilocks goes into the forest and she comes across a cottage and she walks in and the three bears have gone out and they've left their porridge, and she finds that Daddy Bear's porridge is too hot, and Mummy Bear's porridge is too cold, and Baby Bear's porridge is right in the middle and just perfect. And actually, as we go through our 20s and 30s, the dance between estrogen and progesterone, the production of our female hormones, can be pretty much down the Baby Bear route, so just right. But as we head through our late 30s and into our 40s, we might find that we start to experience changes in those hormone levels. We might have too much or we might have too little. Sometimes it can be that we have more estrogen as we go into from our late 30s to our mid 40s and perhaps beyond, and then the estrogen really drops off as we come to the end of our egg supply and stop ovulating. And I think it's really powerful for us to understand more about the fact that estrogen really matters to us as women. It's part of what defines us as a woman. It helps as estrogen is, as we produce estrogen, as we go through our puberty, that's when we start to grow breasts, our hips widen, and it's part of what helps us stay strong and healthy, and it's enormously protective of our well-being as well, protecting our hearts, our bones, our joints and our brains. And it works in balance with progesterone every month. As our follicles develop, we release estrogen, and as the egg is released, we release progesterone, and there's kind of this lovely dance every month between the two of them. And they kind of progesterone kind of opposes estrogen to a certain extent, so we don't have too much. Too much estrogen can happen. We might experience that in terms of feeling like we've got swollen breasts, we feel a bit bloated and puffy, might be more prone to migraines and things like brain fog. And sometimes that's because there's an imbalance with progesterone. Sometimes it's because we're producing more estrogen because we have fewer follicles with healthy eggs available. So as we head into our late 30s and 40s, so we naturally produce more estrogen. And then as estrogen declines, we experience things like hot flashes, low mood and dry skin. There's an interaction between estrogen and serotonin, so it can really affect our mood. Low libido, dry skin, aching joints, bladder infections, vaginal dryness. And so you can kind of go from high to low, and sometimes you might experience that even within a month if you are experiencing more one part of the cycle you'll be experiencing really high estrogen, and then that drops off. And the point of covering this is to understand a little bit more about estrogen is really empowering, that it's part of what defines us as a woman. It's part of, and it's also part of our experience of both our menstrual cycle and perimenopause, those levels change and impact on us. So understanding it is empowering, and then knowing that you can make changes to your lifestyle and knowing that HRT is an option to support the lowering levels of estrogen is really, really important. So to know that there are things that you can support yourself with and for as we're experiencing changing levels of estrogen. So it is really important. Menstrual cycle tracking symptoms can be really useful to see if there's a pattern and to understand that, and therefore take action and also track whether that improves. And I'm going to come on to some of those actions in later videos. If you would like a slightly deeper dive into understanding estrogen and its impact on perimenopause and taking action, then by all means come and join my perimenopause workshop on Thursday, the 3rd of June. I look forward to seeing some of you there, but drop me a line if you've got any questions.